All right, President Trump has been in office for 1 month, and he's already racked up quite an impressive list of accomplishments. Now, today at the White House and their press briefing, Deputy Chief of Staff, our friend Stephen Miller, had a complete rundown of them all. Take a look.
No president comes close to what Donald Trump has achieved over just the last 30 days. He has ended all DEI across the federal government. He has also saved women's sports by ending the participation of men in women's sports. He's reestablished the scientific and biological truth that there are only two sexes in this country, male and female. He has undertaken a historic cost-cutting effort across the federal government, launching the first ever Department of Government Efficiency, already saving $50 billion in a single year, which over a 10-year period would be $500 billion. He has renamed the Gulf of Mexico to its correct and proper name, the Gulf of America. He has ended the weaponization of the federal government. He has ended all federal censorship of free speech. He has also restored the death penalty at the Department of Justice. He has finally created a situation where the federal health agencies in this country will be focused on preventing disease. Border crossings, since the day he took office, are down 95%. And he has used the United States military to fully seal the southern border, and he did it in under 1 month.
By the way, we'll begin our scroll of promises made, promises kept, like we always do. After that, Stephen Miller got the chance to give the media mob a little civics lesson. Take a look. It's epic.
It is true that many of the people in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and was not running the country. It is also true that many people in this room who have used this talking point that Elon is not elected fail to understand how government works. So I'm glad for the opportunity for a brief civics lesson. The whole will of democracy is imbued into the elected president. That president then appoints staff to then impose that democratic will onto the government. The threat to democracy, indeed the existential threat to democracy, is the unelected bureaucracy of lifetime tenured civil servants who believe they answer to no one. What President Trump is doing is he is removing federal bureaucrats who are defying democracy by failing to implement his lawful orders, which are the will of the whole American people.
Now, all of that, which was amazing, a perfect follow-up to Miller's incredible work on fake news CNN earlier this week. Let's remind you how that went down.
This president, for the first time in history, is committed to restoring accountability at every level of the federal government. You may assert there's no waste in the Pentagon. You may assert there's no waste in
Stephen,
Treasury.
I'm not
you may assert there's no waste in HHS.
That, Stephen, I don't think anyone...
Then why are you not celebrating these cuts? If you agree there is waste, if you agree there is abuse, if you agree there is corruption, why are you not celebrating the cuts, the reforms that are being instituted? Every day that no action is taken, the entire
Stephen, let's calm
salaries
down.
of American workers that are taxed disappear forever.
I'll never tell Stephen Miller to calm down. Keep going. Anyway, here with more is White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller. Those were great moments. I love the civic lesson in between. I mean, I know I'm never going to convince Carville. I've known him for years. I've debated him. But if he wants to watch that party implode and be the party that is pro-illegal immigrant over the safety of Americans, if they want to be the party that stands up for men and women's sports, and they want to be the party that is supporting this, the hundreds of billions that we will eventually find all throughout government going abroad for this radical left agenda, I'm fine with that because they'll never win another election.
That's right. And thank you, Sean. Well, it's a very easy job for me to go out and promote what President Trump has done in office these last 30 days, because it has been so incredible, so long awaited, and so truly transformative in the most amazing way for this country. You mentioned a few of those issues just now. And President Trump, while he's winning on these 80-20 issues, Democrats are clinging to these radical losing propositions. Democrats are out there defending the idea that unelected bureaucrats don't have to listen to the will of the electorate, don't have to follow the results of the will of the people expressed through an election, but can do whatever they want. Democrats are out there saying that we can and should spend tens of billions of dollars on radical left programs all over the world, in Bosnia, in Croatia, all throughout the continent of Africa and everywhere else, but not here in America. Democrats are out there saying that we need to have men competing in women's sports and that they're going to fight tooth and nail to ensure that men stay in women's sports. Democrats are out there saying we need to have open borders and unlimited illegal immigration and even keep criminal illegal aliens in this country. On issue after issue, Sean, Democrats are continuing to show that they're nothing from this election, and they are determined to continue their track record of losing to President Trump.
So they're going to call Trump names, they're going to, chant, and they're going to sing, and they're going to cling to what is hundreds of billions of dollars. Now, I played earlier in the program, I played Al Gore, and I played Bill Clinton, and I played Barack Obama, and they talked about exactly what Donald Trump is actually doing. Many Republicans in the House, the Senate, presidents, they also talked about it. There's one big difference. Now it's happening. And I think the proof is going to be in the pudding, and that's, I think the word transformational and consequential come to mind when talking about this first month.
Yes, transformational, consequential, and absolutely, in every way, extraordinary, because President Trump is doing exactly what he promised, and he's doing what Americans have begged and pleaded for generations, but no one has done. He's not just talking about cutting waste out of government. He's laying off unproductive federal workers who are taking your tax dollars away from you. He is cutting out government programs that don't work or that, worse, abuse and hurt the American people. He's stopping federal censorship. He's stopping weaponized government. He's stopping the use of our intelligence services and our law enforcement services to hurt Americans, and instead he's using those powers to protect Americans and American lives. President Trump is actually following through on every single thing he campaigned on in record time, Sean.
And we're running out of time, but it's not just USAID. It's all across every government agency, isn't it? And Elon thinks it's going to be well over $1 trillion they find. I mean, that's insane.
It's one of the biggest scandals,
They're stealing
Sean.
from the American people. They're just stealing from us. They're stealing from our kids and our grandkids.
Look, what President Trump has exposed through the Department of Government Efficiency should outrage every American. This is the theft of your hard work. This is the theft of your life's labor. And President Trump is restoring accountability, and he's stopping the taxpayers' wealth from being raided and abused.
By the way, don't ever relax on saying that, ever. That's really bad advice. Don't ever listen to
I never will, Sean.
All right, Stephen Miller, thank you. We appreciate it. When we come back, after they nearly came to blows during a Senate hearing over a year ago, Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen and Teamsters General President Sean O'Brien have formed an unlikely friendship thanks to President Trump. They'll join us together when we return. Straight ahead.